you'll probably notice about most people who are successful, and almost whatever definition of success that you use, is they're pretty good at giving and receiving feedback. And what that means is that they're good at using feedback as a form of communication to motivate other people to do better and more of what they want them to do, as well as to use it as input and insight themselves to adjust and improve their own approach to whatever it is that they're trying to do well at. So communicating feedback, giving and receiving it positively, is very important to your success. And frankly, it's just as important to your success in life as it is in work and in your career. But a lot of us have anxiety about feedback, both giving it and receiving it. We have bad experiences in the past that have kind of conditioned us to be afraid of feedback. So we have this fear that we carry around with us. And in reality, it's time to let go of that fear. If you want to be successful, if you want to be perceived as successful, and you want to be influential with people, you have to learn to give and receive feedback without fear. Now, below I put a couple of tips for this about making sure that you're really, your intention is in the right place. You want giving or receiving the feedback to be resulting in improvement. You have to want improvement more than you want to tell somebody they're crappy at something, or believe about yourself that you're not good enough. Those kind of motivations don't really help you give or receive feedback very effectively at all. If you're not focused on what is the feedback, if it's kind of general and you're putting a lot of words around it because you're uncomfortable, or you're hearing a lot of words coming at you and you're not really sure what you're hearing, that's not good. That kind of muddy communication is not going to help anybody improve. And finally, when we hear negative feedback, don't do this, you shouldn't do that, it won't work, blah, blah, blah. Our brains kind of don't know what to do with that information other than feel bad. We know we should feel bad because we're being told a negative, but we don't always understand what is the positive thing we should be doing. So giving and receiving feedback in a positive orientation with positive language is very important. So those are 3 InPower tips for how to give and receive feedback. But those things may not release the fear for you, and they may seem harder than they should. So what I want you to do is work with them this month and figure out, well, what is easy and what is hard for you? Where are your real challenges with giving and receiving feedback? Because it's probably different for each of us. And come to the coaching call with a better understanding of where your personal challenges are when it comes to giving and receiving feedback. Now, if this is really up for you, if this is something that you know is standing in your way of being more successful in your career, please take the links below and join us in the Communicating Powerfully seminar for the circle, for the program, for the Empower Coaching Circle, or for managing difficult relationships, which starts a little later. We have some other tips on the membership site that give you worksheets that you can kind of work through some of the points on this page and get to the point where you're really very adept at reframing things in positive ways so that people can hear your feedback and act on it without feeling bad about themselves or trying to screen you out. Ways you can become clearer about communicating your feedback, and also ways you can release a lot of your own anxiety and fear around receiving feedback. These are all tips and tricks and tools that we give you inside the Empower membership community. And if this is something that you know is really up for you, please come join us. Contact me if you have questions. There's an awful lot you can do to make this really one of your InPower tools in your career and your life toolbox, and we would absolutely love to help you and love to have you contributing your wisdom and what you learn and giving us feedback inside the membership circle as you work with these principles. Thank you, and I'll see you, or I'll listen to you, or hear you on the call at the end of the month. Leave your comments and questions below, and have an Empower day.